Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Confidence, the podcast where you learn real, natural English by listening to real, natural conversations. I'm Pedro.
And I'm Gabby. And today's episode, I have been waiting for this one. We are talking about what men actually wish they could tell women, like the stuff they think but never say out loud.
Yeah, look, this is going to be a little, let's say, spicy. I'm going to be honest today. Maybe a little too honest.
Oh, we love too honest on this show. And hey, if you're learning English, this is perfect for you. Real conversation, real vocabulary, real emotions. So stick with us. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's start with the big one. The thing that drives women absolutely crazy. When a man goes quiet. When he just shuts down, doesn't talk, doesn't text back quickly, just kind of disappears into his own head.
Okay, yes, the silence. Explain yourself, Pedro. What is actually happening in there?
So here's the thing that most men will never say, but it's completely true. When a man goes quiet, it doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes, honestly, there's nothing going on. Like his brain is just buffering. You know that spinning wheel on a computer when it's loading?
The spinning wheel. Okay.
That's it. That's literally it. Men often need silence to process things. We're not ignoring you. We're not angry. We just need to go into our cave for a little bit and figure out what we're feeling before we can talk about it.
Right. But, and I say this with love, you know what the problem is? When a man goes quiet and says nothing, the woman fills in the blanks, and she fills them in with the worst possible scenario.
Exactly, and that's fair. And what men wish we could say is, look, just give me an hour, maybe two. Don't take it personally. I'll come back and I'll actually be ready to have a real conversation. But if you push me while I'm still in that quiet place, you're going to get nothing. Or worse, you're going to get a reaction that makes everything worse.
Okay, that's really useful. So it's not rejection, it's processing.
Exactly. We just need a little runway before we can land the plane.
I love that. Okay, runway before landing the plane. Good expression, everyone. Write that one down. All right, what's next?
Okay, this next one is connected to the first. It's about emotions, and specifically how men process emotions totally differently from women. And I think there's this assumption that if a man isn't showing his emotions on the surface, then he doesn't have any.
Oh, I've definitely thought that. I'm not going to lie.
Right, and that's the thing. Men feel deeply, like genuinely. We care a lot, we worry, we get hurt, but from a very young age, a lot of us were taught, either by our parents, by school, by society, that showing emotion is weakness, so we learned to hide it. We got really, really good at hiding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we grow up, and we're in a relationship, and suddenly someone is asking us to open up, to be vulnerable, to share our feelings. And it's like being asked to speak a language you were never taught. You want to, you genuinely want to, but you don't have the words yet.
Okay, that's actually really profound, Pedro. Like speaking a language you were never taught, that hits different.
And I think what men wish women understood is be patient with us on that. We're not stone cold, we're just unlearning stuff, and it takes time. Don't punish a man for not being able to cry on command, you know?
Okay, fair point. But I also want to push back a tiny bit because patience only goes so far. Like at some point, you do have to make the effort, right? You can't just say, I was never taught forever.
100%. No, you're right. That's not an excuse. It's an explanation. There's a difference. An explanation helps the other person understand you. An excuse is just a way to avoid growing. Men gotta do the work too. Absolutely.
Okay, I respect that. Explanation versus excuse. Love that distinction. All right, what's the next thing on your list?
Okay, This one is gonna make some men uncomfortable, but I'm saying it anyway. Men need appreciation. And not just like a quick thanks. I mean real, genuine acknowledgement. And a lot of men will never ask for it because it feels needy, it feels weak. But deep down, we are starving for it.
Wait, really? Like, what kind of appreciation are we talking about?
Simple things, like if a man fixes something around the house or works extra hours to pay for a trip or remembers something small you mentioned weeks ago. Just notice it. Say something. Hey, I see what you did there. I appreciate you. That's it. That's all it takes, and a man will walk through walls for you after that.
Walk through walls.
Because here's the thing. Men often feel like their value in a relationship is tied to what they do, what they provide, what they fix, what they solve. So when that goes unnoticed, it feels like you are invisible, like none of it matters. And that's a really lonely feeling.
Okay, I feel called out right now. Because honestly, I think a lot of women, including me, assume that men already know they're appreciated. Like, we assume they just know.
And that's the miscommunication right there. Women assume we know. Men assume women will say something if they feel it. And then nobody says anything, and both people feel unseen. It's such a simple fix, though. Just say the thing.
Everybody write that down. Say the thing. Okay, I'm loving this episode. What about how men show love? Because this ties in, right? Like the nonverbal stuff.
Yes, this is such an important one. So there's this concept called love languages, the idea that different people express love in different ways. And a lot of men, not all, but a lot, show love through actions, not words, actions.
Right. Acts of service.
Exactly. So when a man fills up your gas tank without being asked, or he stays up late to help you with something, or he watches a 2-hour movie he has zero interest in because you want to watch it, that is him saying, I love you. He just doesn't say it with words.
Okay, but again, I love you, Pedro. I'm going to push back. What if she needs to hear the words? Like, what if acts of service don't fill her emotional tank?
Then he needs to know that. And that's where communication comes in. Because here's the honest truth. Men are not mind readers. We genuinely cannot tell the difference between she seems fine and she is screaming internally. If you need words, if you need affection, if you need quality time, you gotta tell us. Directly. Not with hints.
Not with hints. Okay, men are not mind readers. Big lesson right there. All right, last topic. And this one I want to get into because I feel like it's the elephant in the room. Pride. Men and their pride. Why is it so hard for men to admit when they need help or when they're wrong?
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to be really honest here. Pride for a lot of men is armor. It's protection. Because admitting weakness, admitting you don't know something, or you messed up, or you're scared, feels like you're handing someone a weapon they can use against you.
Handing someone a weapon? Wow, that's heavy.
It is heavy. And obviously that's not healthy in a relationship. But that's the deep-rooted fear. And what men really wish they could say is, please don't use our vulnerability against us. If we tell you something we've never told anyone, don't throw it back in our face during an argument. Because if that happens once, we shut down forever.
Okay, that's really important. And I think that goes both ways, honestly. Like, emotional safety is everything in a relationship. If either person feels like being open will be used against them, they're just going to build walls.
Exactly. And that's what happens in so many relationships. Both people slowly build walls and then wonder why there's so much distance between them. The distance doesn't happen overnight. It's built brick by brick every time someone feels unsafe to be honest.
Brick by brick. I love that. You're very quotable today, Pedro. I'm taking notes.
I'm full of wisdom today. Must be the coffee.
It's always the coffee. Okay, let's wrap this up because I feel like we could honestly talk about this for hours. But let me ask you one final question. If you could give every man one piece of advice based on everything we talked about today, what would it be?
One piece of advice. Okay. I'd say stop waiting for the perfect moment to be real. Stop waiting until things get really bad before you open up. Talk while things are still good. Be the guy who says, "Hey, something's been on my mind," before it becomes a fight. That kind of honesty is not weakness. That's actually the strongest thing a man can do.
That is beautiful. And for the women listening, and honestly for anyone in a relationship, I think today's big takeaway is don't assume. Don't assume he knows you appreciate him. Don't assume she's fine. Don't assume silence means nothing. Just talk, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable.
Especially when it's uncomfortable. That's when it matters the most. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of English with Confidence.
We want to hear from you. Did anything Pedro said surprise you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave us a comment below. We read every single one. And hey, if you're learning English, drop a comment in English. Practice right here in the comment section. We love seeing that.
And if you got something out of today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, and it means we get to keep making content like this for you.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Pedro. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.